As I said, today we'll talk about while. While is also used to repeat, correct? Block of code, right? But here we look at condition, right? So let's see if I have to print 1 to 5. How will I do it? Okay, I will first say n equal to 1, right? I'm defining n equal to 1. Now, this is the starting value, right? I need to print from n equal to 1. Now, I'm checking, okay, okay, if this n is less than. See, if you do if, it will check only one time. And when you do while, it will check multiple times. Okay, that's the difference between if and while. Okay, but while is also followed by a condition, if is also followed by a condition. So while n less than equal to 5. Okay, so n equal to 1 and while n is less than equal to 5. So until n is less than equal to 5, repeat this block of code. So what do you want to do? We'll say repeat n. Okay, there's a repeat print n. Is it fine? Shall I run it or something else needs to be done? Let's see. So n is 1, n is less than 5, of course. It prints 1. And see, it's see,
Iteration.
yes, it became infinite loop. Okay, it became infinite loop because our value is 1. Always it is 1 only, right? Every time it is checking, it is 1. So 1 is always less than 5. So to do that, like you have to print next number. What is next number? N plus 1, isn't it? So after printing n, we have to say n equal to n plus 1, right? When you say n equal to n plus 1, that's when it will go and stop this and start again. Now you see, n is 2, goes up, okay, prints 2, comes down, n is 3, goes up, 3 is less than 5, comes down, prints 3, n is 4, goes up, 4 is less than 5, prints 4, comes down, n is now 5, goes up, 5 is less than equal to 5, comes down, prints 5, now n is 6. The moment n is 6, it goes up, so 6 is not less than equal to 5. Condition becomes false, and then you stop. You don't go in the loop again. Okay, this is how while loop is executed or run. Fine.
So, can we write n plus plus also instead n plus is equal to 1?
Okay, not in Python. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's write another program. Um, I want to read. Okay, uh, marks of. Okay, so let me write a program to read marks in 3 subjects. Right? If we do 3, you can extend to 5, 10, whatever. Right? Read marks in 3 subjects. Okay, for given number of students, or instead of given number. Okay, calculate read marks in subjects and calculate sum and average. Okay, till user wants. Okay, so number of students we don't know. Okay, we don't know number of students. Okay, so in this case, Okay, so till user says continue, we need to continue. Okay, so that number of subjects is 3, that we know. You can use loop here and loop here. Here it is while because we have to check condition every time. Okay, but here we know it is 3, so we can directly use for loop. Here we'll use while loop and we'll use for loop. Now, which will be the first one to use, while loop or for loop? Which will be outer loop, which will be inner loop? The calculating marks, the for loop you are using, but the entire process needs to be repeated multiple times, right? The entire for loop has to be repeated multiple times. So your while loop will be the outer loop. So let's say I put choice equal to yes, okay, and I'm saying while choice equal to yes, okay, I'm going to put my logic here at, okay, after at the end I'll ask choice input type y to continue, any other key to stop, right? So now when I run it, see, type y to continue, any other key to stop. So if I type y, it will repeat again. So this is how we are managing the repetition. And if you are done, you say stop. Okay, so the program will stop. So we have now managed the outer thing. Now the inner one, subjects of marks of 3 subjects. So to do that, we have to say for I in range 3, correct? And you say marks equal to int of input, enter the marks in, okay, I can say enter the marks, right? But let's say I want to say enter the marks in subject 1, enter the marks in subject now 1. Now how to write 1? See, I cannot put comma, okay? Input takes at the max one value, one parameter, right? So this is one pack. If I put comma, it becomes second parameter, right? And input doesn't take second parameter. So I have to concatenate here. Plus, when you add to string, it will concatenate. So now, I is a number, not a text. So I have to convert this into str. Now, if I say str of I now has become a text, right? But I will be 0, 1, 2, right? We cannot say marks in subject 0. So we'll say I plus 1. And then I'm going to say plus colon, right? So now when you run it, enter the marks in subject 1, okay, 30. Subject 2, right? See, 40. Subject 3, 90. You want to continue? I don't want to continue. Okay, this is how we have now been able to read the mark. How do we calculate sum? How do we calculate sum here? See, we have only one variable. We don't have 3 variables. If we had 3, we could have said marks 1 plus marks 2 plus marks 3. But we have only one. So we calculate sum here then.
So, can we do sum is equal to sum plus marks?
Yes. So we'll have to do cumulative sum, what we call it. So see here, first marks is your first value, and then it gets overwritten, right? Second value. So before it gets overwritten, you save that value, right? So what I'll do is before we start the for loop, I'm going to say sum equal to 0. And now in the loop itself, I'm going to say plus sum equal to sum plus marks. So it is a loop. So before marks takes the second value, we are putting and saving it in the sum. Done. So this is how we'll be able to save the sum. Now you calculate average. Average equal to sum by 3. Correct? You can print here. Yes. Sum is sum. Okay, and average is AVG. Now it is important that we put sum here, not outside, because when you run the second while, sum should be set to 0, isn't it? If I put sum here, okay, so first time sum will be 0, but second time sum will be the previous value plus again. So if you have to do all the values total, then it makes sense to put sum here. Because second iteration we are doing when you are reading the marks for second student, the sum should also be set to 0. That's why sum we are setting it to 0 here. Now when you run, so 50, 70, 90. So you got 40 average, right? And continue, say small y. Enter the marks in subject 1, 55, 76, 89. Okay. Your task is to continue this program and add the grading logic to it. Okay. So after you are done, you can add grading logic to it, how to perform grading. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now you see, now you see here, not 9. Okay, see here, for first time, okay, choice equal to y, checking doesn't make sense. Okay, see, it makes sense um, when you want to, when even the first step of checking is important. Okay, so in previous case, okay, we are printing 1 to 5. Okay, so here this checking is important. Okay, so I'll show you this example here. Let's do another example. So we'll go to next block of code. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm asking the user, okay, uh, write a program to generate numbers from numbers between given, write a program to generate numbers between given input values. Okay, so I'm saying start num equal to int of input, enter the number, or else enter the start number, right? And shift to on, and I'll say en and number. Okay, now see, so I'll generate numbers from for, okay, I in range, okay, you can say Sn comma En, right? En plus 1, okay? So that we go up to En, and I'll say print I, and let's say we print in same line. So I give some space here and equal to, okay? And when you are done, you put print, so that then we come to next line. So this is one way, right? So if I enter 5 and 10, let's say, okay, it will generate number 5 to 10, right? Okay. Now if I run, let's say, if I put 10, okay, and I put 5, so you can't run from 10 to 5, isn't it? Okay. So you won't get anything here, obviously, right? You cannot print numbers from 10 to 5, but 5 to 10, yes, you can print, right? Now if I have to do same thing in while, okay, so we have S name and N name, right? S number and N number. So I'll check while Sn is less than En, correct? Then only you enter, or in fact, it will be Sn is less than or equal to En, correct? And now I'm going to say print Sn comma End equal to, right? And then you will increase Sn. Make sense? And again, we'll print the. Makes sense, right? Here, while loop, of course, Sn value is also changing, correct? Okay, so you get it. Now, see, in this case, this, okay, entry check is important. Entry check is important, okay, in this program. Important, okay, because if you enter 10 itself, okay, just like previous example, if I enter 10 and 5, okay, you should not be getting into the loop, right? So this is such such programs where entry check becomes important, okay. Here condition is very important, right? Because it's like this, okay. When you go for a concert, right, or movie, they'll check your ticket at the entrance itself, right? So it is important, that check is very important, right? So that people without tickets don't go in. Is it not? So this here entry check is important. But if you look at the previous example, here entry check is not important, correct? You said choice equal to y and choice equal to y, right? So when you are saying choice equal to y and choice equal to y, we kept a dummy check, right? Okay, so you get in. Getting into is not, difficult, but coming out is important. Coming out, you are taking the value from the user. For getting in, you're not taking it, right? So it will. Okay, so this is where entry checks is not important. You got it? What I'm trying to say? Yes or no? It is default. You have to get in. See, when you have to do something at least once, okay, when you have to do something at least once, in that case, entry check is not important, correct? When you don't have to do something, okay, once, okay, if you have to do it more than once, right? So entry check is not important because you have to get into this loop at least once. But in second example, okay, it could be zero also, right? This example, it didn't print anything. So here, entry check is important. Did you understand the difference between these two while? Both we are using while, okay? Implementation same. But did you understand the difference between them? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here anyway you have to do once. Okay. So in such programs, in such logical programs, when entry check is not important, okay, when exit check is important, what you can do is you can create infinite loop. Okay. So instead of saying choice equal to y, what I'll do, I will say true. I'll say true. Now this becomes an infinite loop, isn't it? While true. So see, when condition becomes false, when condition becomes false, only then loop will end. But here condition will never become false, right? Because we have given we have given a constant value. If it is variable, we can change the variable value. But it's a constant while true, right? So this will be an infinite loop. Yes or no? It'll keep on going.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
keep on going forever, right? So, but how do you stop such infinite loop? Okay, here there's no need to do condition check, okay, because we have to get in, isn't it? We have to get in once. So why do you check? If you anyway have to, okay, you have a security guard to check, and you show any paper and you get in. Then why do you even have a security guard, right? Let them come in, okay. But exit is important. When to exit is important, right? So in such case, okay, we can use break. Okay, we can use break. So, for example, choice equal to input, and I can say here if choice equal to y, break. Break is a command which will break the loop. Okay, it will throw you out of the loop. Okay, if you have two loops, inner loop and outer loop, and if you have break in outer loop, it will throw you out of the outer loop. So you're also thrown out of the inner loop. But if you put it in the inner loop, you're thrown out of the inner loop only, so that you get into the outer loop. So break is a command which will break the loop. It is used only with the loop, and it will throw you out of the loop. The loop will stop working. Okay, you are out of the loop. You will go out of the loop. Did you get it? So in this case, okay, okay, let me make it y here, okay, or something else. And I don't want to repeat this. I want to go directly to this. Now you see, it will go to this second loop. So I'm going to say 34, 54, 65, right? Average is 51. Another key to stop. When I say E, okay, what happened? I gave wrong logic here. See, I said equal to then break. Okay, I said Y equal to then break, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So when I give Y only, it will break, isn't it? I gave non-Y. So that condition is wrong here. What should the condition be?
Why?
Oops. Okay. So okay, condition should be not equal to Y. Yes. Choice not equal to Y, then break. Okay. Now I say Y. It will. Okay. Y will continue, isn't it? I want to continue. Y. Okay. Now I want to stop. So I hit any other key rather than Y. You will. It will break. It will throw you out of the loop. Okay. Okay. So we'll do few more programs using if, do, while tomorrow. So now I'll give you assignment to work on. Just one assignment or two assignments maybe. Try this. We'll do this tomorrow. If you guys get it, it's okay. If you don't get it, we'll do it tomorrow. Write a program to check if a number is prime or not. So you input a value 3, it'll say it's a prime. Input 6, it'll say not a prime. Okay. Write a program to um, to generate first 10 multiples of given value. If you enter 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, multiplication table basically, right? Multiples is multiplication table. You have to generate for 10 values. Okay, simple program. Try this, and tomorrow we will begin work. See, so when you talk about building programs, these two concepts are very important: if and loop. After this, what we're going to do is only the ways of doing pattern programming. Okay, but the core logic is built on these two concepts only: if and for loop. So we'll spend more time tomorrow to do a few more examples and loops, and then okay, we'll move to um, other advanced data structures like list tuple. So Tuesday we'll do list. Tomorrow we'll do few more examples. Yeah, make sense?
Okay, sir.
We'll stop here.